let's begin. And the way this will work is we will show you the platform and a little bit about how it works. So here is the front page of Lightbringer. What we can see right now is the task system. So like any good project management tool, you can keep track of what tasks you, the inventor, are responsible for. Essentially, this is where you go every time you log in to see what you need to do. There's also a timeline that shows you the types of things that will be coming up in the next 12 months. As this is a demo and we're using the Hervdinger demo, the Hervdinger portfolio, one of the deadlines there, I'm not sure if you caught it, was due in 2018.
A bit overdue then.
Yeah, which is overdue.
Okay.
But every time anything like that happens, I always remind myself of a story from my early career, which is when I went to talk to one of the partners at one of the firms I used to work for about something, and he was responding to an email. And he said, "Give me a second, let me finish doing this." And it turns out he was responding to an email that a client had sent him 10 years earlier. And he thought, okay, it's about time that I respond.
Yeah, we're trying to move away from the 10-year delay.
And the 10-year delay is suboptimal. So yeah. Back to the Lightbringer process. So this is a bit about basically taking the process and empowering the inventor, giving them
providing some transparency to the information. Because before you would often just rely on the attorney, and you'd have to send them an email like, what's happening, what do I need to do? And here it's more self-serve, and so the inventor or the subscriber to Lightbringer can log in and find out exactly what's going on, what the attorneys are doing, and not have to send all those annoying emails.
Yeah, exactly. So we're trying to replace the cursed Excel spreadsheets and make sure that the inventor has fantastic oversight.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because one of those emails is often, what does my portfolio look like? So maybe we can look at the portfolio.
Yeah, we will. Okay. So let's move on. So one of the key things that's needed from the patent filing process is, of course, capturing what the invention is itself. And part of our platform, part of the Lightbringer platform, is a tool for essentially working with the system to describe what you've invented. And you can see on the screen right now the process for doing that. For those who've worked with patents before, it will be somewhat familiar. It looks a little bit like an invention disclosure form. But of course, we've made it intelligent. And the system within the structure of the invention disclosure form will also interview you, will also push you to think about the details that you haven't perhaps needed to think about until now, but would be essential for a really good quality patent application. And it guides you through the entire process. And this is easy to use, but will really challenge you to provide everything that's needed for a good invention.
Right. I mean, it's meant to simulate an interview with a patent attorney, and deliberately so we can extract all that information from the inventors, maybe not in a way you're normally used to describing an invention, but that's deliberate. So the information we have about your invention is in the right format, so we can draft a great patent application for you.
Yeah. The system will, having extracted some of the key concepts, it will also tell you what types of figures would be ideal for a patent application, and it will ask you to upload CAD drawings and scientific results.
I mean, that happened the other day. Someone provided me with a list of informal drawings. Said, yeah, because I was logged onto Lightbringer and it said, give me a cross-section here, give me a flow diagram here, and it is super helpful giving that guidance before we even realize we've given it, which is awesome.
Yeah. Very good. So that's how you get started. And many of our customers we see will use this tool not just to collect information about the invention they've decided to patent today, but also all of the inventions they perhaps have been working on and intend to patent in the future. And we recommend you do the same. So essentially, once again, we're conquering the Excel spreadsheet. Instead of having an Excel spreadsheet where you keep track of what you've invented, go ahead and put them on the platform. I'll just mention now, while we're here, the Lightbringer platform has been built from the beginning with a data security sort of a mindset. And so we are SOC 2 Type 2, which is the highest data security standard, and we've been audited to that standard as well. This is a very safe way of storing your company's secrets and important information. Okay, so moving on. Once we've worked with you to draft a patent application, and I should say the Lightbringer service is of course a hybrid system. So we have very skilled attorneys who will work on this patent application with you, alongside you to extract all of the best information to draft the best quality information. Once that's done, you will have a patent portfolio. And in the video here, we're sort of zooming through the process, but we don't just manage the patent drafting. We actually manage the complete life cycle filing through to grant.
Exactly. And so one of the things I mentioned a bit earlier is one of those emails is like, what does my portfolio look like? And here we've got the self-serve. You can immediately go in and see the current status of your applications and your granted patents and get a great overview of exactly what you have and what you need to do. Obviously, go a nod to the task system we've already talked about. And this is the tool we have here is used by both inventors, but also the attorneys like myself who are working Lightbringer on your inventions. And so it works for everybody, and everyone's using the same information, which is really important.
Yeah. You may have seen a snapshot of it there. We also have a prosecution tool, we have a really interesting philosophy there. Those of you who've worked with respect to the patent office before, you get these letters telling you what's patentable, what they don't like, perhaps things that they feel are not novel, which means that others have done the same thing in the past. Those letters all have their own formats. Different patent offices have different formats. What we do on the Lightbringer platform is we standardize the format. We make it super easy for the inventor to understand not just what the examiner is saying, but what the options are to move forward, again, in a standardized way. And to take things a step further, we talk about not just what the option is from a legal perspective, but what the consequences are to your business from a business perspective for making those types of changes. So we've really built this to be a tool for innovators rather than just sort of fitting into the traditional patent process. Again, the attorneys are involved here. They will review everything before it comes to you. They will make sure that the options that they develop with the Lightbringer platform are ideal for your business. And then they'll also look at your feedback when you come back with sort of feedback on what's good and what isn't. They'll look at that and make sure that that's ideal.
I mean, that's a really great point. So when you're working on an inventor's case and you've got one of these letters from a patent examiner, often you'll have a decision: do I do A or do I do B? And before, you might just have to hope for the best and go with one of them and say, this is what I propose. But here, the inventor can have direct input and then guide the process as well. So the inventor is a actively participating stakeholder, even in the prosecution. So you will have visibility of the full life cycle, including prosecution, which I think is a bit different from the legacy process.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So to develop what Andy just said on having an overview of your portfolio, let's talk about the next feature, which is what we call our insights tool. So here we go. This is the insights tool. And the idea behind the insights tool is that you have inventions, perhaps unfiled, you have applications, and also on the Lightbringer platform, you'll have documents related to what your competitors are doing. So typically patent publications from your competitors, scientific papers, etc. And what we want to be able to do is take all of that information and build a really clear position on what you need to do as a startup founder or as a medium or even enterprise patent manager, what you need to do with your patent portfolio and with the individual applications. So we've built a tool that allows you to essentially run attorney written analyses on your patent applications, on your competitor applications, and on combinations of the two. So we have this tool called Insights, and it's a little bit like ChatGPT. In many ways, it looks like ChatGPT, except for the tools that you can use to answer questions are written by patent attorneys, and they use best practices around a variety of different analyses you can run. So just to give you some examples, I think some of these are shown in the clip. There's a novelty. So here we go. There's one here. So I'm selecting an application from the existing portfolio, and I'm saying, let's see what the curated report is. Should we keep this? You can ask it to look at whether it should be kept for a trade secret or filed as a patent application. Here we're doing an analysis on which countries should this patent application be pursued in. And the system will have a think about what type of patent it is it a manufacturing patent, etc. And it will make a recommendation around what countries would be best served by this patent application. Our customers find this extremely useful. It's a fantastic conversation starter when they want to have a strategy discussion with one of our inventors. They can spend a bit of time in the Insights tool, answer some questions, and then give us a call and work on that
Exactly.
together.
I mean, I love this tool. I use
Yeah.
it every day in-house, and I'm using it to understand inventions more deeply.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for me to understand the inventor's invention. So when I do speak to the inventor about their process, I can understand exactly a lot quicker to get up to speed. And also remind me what else do I need to talk about with the invention. But it's more so you can use it in the full life cycle of the patent, and it's a really powerful tool. And I imagine all our users will find use cases for it which we haven't even thought of, which is really exciting.
But the way we work is that we ask our users to tell us if they find it useful for certain things, so that we can add those features as a sort of direct report.
Right. So I had one customer who used it in a way I was like, wow, okay, I hadn't thought about that, and now I use that way every day as well. Which is incredible.
Excellent. Okay, so far we've covered how to describe your inventions, the process for getting that invention into a patent application filed, the process for monitoring the progress of the application, and providing feedback from the inventor's perspective, and then finally how to do analysis on the different applications on competitor patents and so on. The last thing we can talk about a little bit is the competitor intelligence. So one thing you may be interested in is what your competitors are doing. And what we've built is a system, I don't think it's shown in the clip, but what we've built is a system for generating weekly or monthly reports based on your technology, looking for competitor activity in the same area or in adjacent areas. So every either week or month, depending on what you prefer, you'll get a report where you'll get a report describing what your competitors are doing, what they've published in the last month, and how that's relevant to your patent portfolio.
I think on that point, what's really cool about it is you get a summary of the most important ones. So it will just pick out one or two of the most important ones of the competitor monitoring. I remember in the legacy business, you'd have maybe 100, 200, 300 patents. And like, here you go. It's like, what am I meant to do with this list? And it quickly can become unmanageable. So having a system where you can quickly identify the key relevant competitor patents is really powerful.
Exactly. And then, of course, you can use the insights tool to do the analysis on that.
Exactly.
So what happens is with this tool, in combination with the competitor monitoring tool, in combination with the other tools on the Lightbringer platform, you quickly build up a clear picture of what's happening with your competitors in the landscape, and can build a kind of strategic mindset and position on those assets. Okay, I think we've covered some of the key Lightbringer platform features. There's actually so much more, but we won't have time today for the webinar. The key thing to remember here is that this is a patent service using an incredible platform. So we provide the attorneys, we provide the customer success team, making sure you get the best out of the platform, and we also provide the software in the platform to make sure that essentially all of your patent needs are met. We provide, some people describe it as a virtual patent department in Lightbringer. This is the right way to do patent services in 2025, and our customers really, really enjoy using our platform and service. Good. I think that just about covers what we were planning to talk about today. We don't plan to do a Q&A session, but we will take your questions, and we will actually answer your questions in a follow-up video. So please go ahead and put your questions in, and we look forward to working on those questions and giving you some insightful answers in the future. Once again, if you've enjoyed this video, if you see the opportunity to start building a patent portfolio through the Lightbringer service and platform, please go ahead and book a demo with us, or even sign up for a free account directly on the website and get started. We really look forward to hearing from you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Andy.
Thank you
for today's session. And thank you everyone for joining the webinar, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.